Imagine this. You're standing at the edge of an endless sea, waves crashing with an angry roar. The air is thick with salt and fear. Behind you, the ground trembles. You hear the thunder of 1,000 hooves, the clatter of chariot wheels, the war cries of an army sworn to destroy you. This was the reality for the people of Israel. They were trapped. Before them, the impassable Red Sea. Behind them, Pharaoh's furious army, a storm of iron and rage closing in fast. There was no escape, no hope, no way forward, in that moment of absolute desperation. When every human instinct screamed panic, a voice cut through the chaos, a command from Moses. Echoing the heart of God, stand still, God is fighting for you. Think about the weight of those words. In the face of certain death, the instruction wasn't to fight, to run, or to strategize. It was to be still, to trust, to witness. The people watched, their hearts pounding in their chests. Children clung to their parents, their wide eyes reflecting the terror and the faint glimmer of a desperate hope. The chariots grew closer, dust clouds billowing like monstrous phantoms against the horizon. It was a scene of pure, unadulterated fear, a situation so impossible, so final, that only a miracle could change the outcome. They had followed God out of slavery, out of Egypt, only to be led to what seemed like a dead end, a final, cruel trap. Every doubt, every fear they had ever harbored must have screamed at them in that moment. Was this the end? But God specializes in impossible situations, where we see a dead end. He sees a starting line, where we see an impassable barrier. He sees a blank canvas for his power. Moses, obedient to God's command, raised his staff over the raging waters. A great wind began to howl, not a storm of destruction, but a wind with a purpose. The surface of the sea began to tremble, to churn, and then the impossible happened. The waters began to split apart. Imagine the sheer awe of that moment, the roaring sea. A symbol of untamable chaos was being tamed. It was being commanded. To massive walls of water rose up on either side, held back by an invisible, all-powerful hand. Where there was once a raging sea, there was now a path of dry ground, leading straight through the heart of the impossibility. God doesn't just make a way, He makes a way where none exists. He parts seas. He silences enemies. He steps in to handle the battles that are far too great for us to fight on our own. As the path became clear, a scripture seemed to be written on the very fabric of that moment, a promise that has echoed through millennia. You can find it in the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 14. Golden words that glow with eternal truth. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. This wasn't just a promise for them back then. It's a promise for you, right now, in whatever sea you're facing, with whatever army is at your back. The battle isn't yours to win through striving and stressing. It's His to win through your stillness and your trust. And so they walked. The Israelites stepped onto the dry ground, the walls of water towering over them like silent, liquid sentinels. Light flooded the pathway, guiding their steps from terror to triumph. They were walking through the very heart of their greatest fear, but they were not alone. God was with them. As the last Israelite set foot on the other shore, the Egyptian army charged into the same path, arrogant and blind to the power they were defying. And then, just as miraculously as they had parted, the waters collapsed. The sea returned to its full strength, swallowing the chariots, the horses, and the entire army in a single, decisive moment. The battle was over. What seemed like the stage for their destruction became the stage for God's greatest miracle. The battle was never theirs to begin with, it belonged to the Lord, and He won. As the sun began to rise over the now calm waters, the people of Israel stood on the shore of their salvation. Their faces, once etched with fear, were now filled with awe and joy. Hands were lifted in praise. They had been delivered not by their own strength, but by the mighty hand of God. Whatever impossible sea you are facing today, remember this story. Remember that the same God who parted the Red Sea is with you. The same God who fights for His people wants to fight for you. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to see the way forward. You just need to be still and know that He is God. May this video be a blessing and a reminder of His power in your life. If it has touched your heart, type Amen in the comments. Please share it with someone who needs to hear this message, and be sure to subscribe to Hearty Star for your daily dose of faith and encouragement. Thank you for watching.